This is a nice, healthy 5.5-year-old bull. Here's a closer look at him. He has a flat top. In fact, that's his name. But it's premature. Let's back up the train a little bit. In 2021, we found this bull bedded. We ended up calling him Blake the Snake because, despite how cute he looks here, he was a bit of a devil. Oh, and note his flattened top. Blake was one of those medium bulls, old enough to have attitude, but not dominant or mature enough to be actively involved in the breeding process, so therefore hormones were raging and nowhere to go with them. So he was always looking to tear up a tree or to spar with somebody. Here he's found some bulls to spar with, but they didn't want to have anything to do with him, so he's standing dejected off to the side. We found him later when he came out of the trees answering a young bull who was raking. So Blake thought it was an older bull raking. He was hoping to spar with an older bull, but only finding a young bull raking, he then decided to start raking, hoping to bring in a bigger bull to spar with. So they're both raking, and instead of bringing in a big bull, what happens is they bring in another little bull. What's funny here is the young bull doesn't know that this other bull's here. Watch this. They both spooked. What ends up happening here is that the two young bulls start to spar together, leaving Blake all alone without a sparring partner yet again, for the time being. But note that Blake is still half-heartedly raking, hoping to bring in a bigger bull still. Not much later, this is what happened. Blake ended up allowing this youngster to spar with him, if you can call it that. He seems to have resigned himself to realizing that this was going to be a sparring partner for him. So he let this little bull just dance around, pretending to be a big bad thing, while Blake just stood there. I think he saw himself in this little bull. He was probably like that at that age. Maybe we'll find out. Going backwards one more year, in 2020, we met this little bull, Spunky. He's cute, and he has a little devil in his eye. He also has a flat top, prematurely. I called him Spunky because he had a bit of an attitude. Spunky liked to rake, and he liked to spar. That's him on the left, by the way. And a bull we named Crab Claw on the right. We've seen a lot of sparring matches. It just seems that some bulls like to spar more than others. And this little grouping of bulls that we're showing you here are of the former. I mean, they really like to spar. So they have that in common. And maybe there's more than just that they have in common. Here, Crabclaw seems to be instigating a little sparring by asserting his dominance, perhaps. Spunky was a tough little guy. He would take on an older bull and give him a run for his money. The trees get in the way sometimes. Apparently, Spunky sparred so hard that he actually broke his left paddle off. That just goes to show you. This unique little bull had attitude. And here he's bedded beside a nice big bull we call 22. More on that later. Going back another year earlier, in 2019, we came upon this. 3 young bulls. 2 of them were sparring. The one on the right is a 2-year-old. The one on the left is 3. The one on the far left, out of the frame right now, is another 2-year-old. And he's not really sure if he wants to play with these 2. But I guess for some of these little bulls, they just can't help themselves. Okay, so here's what we've found out. By going through old files, such as this one, we have realized that that little bull on the right-hand side there, that 2-year-old, is flat top. And the reason we know is this very unique cowlick at the base of his neck on the right. So another mystery solved here. That 2-year-old, Spunky, Blake, and Flat Top are all the same animal because of this. That little bull has grown into this massive, mature, soon-to-be dominant bull. He still likes to spar, only now he gets to find a good-sized bull, an equal bull, to spar with. He's earned it. Oh, and remember this picture? Well, we strongly believe that this bull Flat Top is actually the son of this bull here, 22. Why? Well, we may just have to make that another video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.